Jollibee, arguably the most popular fast food chain from the Philippines, has become a global brand in recent years, with branches opening all over the world. Despite its current reputation, Jollibee remains grounded to its roots, continuing to prepare and serve their food the way Filipinos love it. And luckily for me, I'll be having my first taste of Jollibee in 3 months.
So hi guys, it's Jens, and today I'm going to be bringing to you the essentials of what I believe make up a complete Jollibee experience. So unfortunately for today, we weren't able to get any fries or sundaes due to stock issues, but we'll make do with what we have. First, I got a super meal, and the super meal actually covers a lot of the trademark Jollibee dishes. Along with that, we have some pancit palabok, a couple of Jollibee pies, a couple of Jollibee burgers, and the hot dog. And to pair that with, we got Jollibee's latest drink, which is the brown sugar milk tea. Go ahead and give it a try. It's actually pretty decent already for a fast food chain milk tea. It's not really up there compared to Chat Time, Dakasi, Macau, the more famous milk tea brands. But you know, given that it's coming from Jollibee, it's actually pretty good already. So I think we should start with the original tuna pie. So basically how Jollibee does their pies is they have this puff pastry exterior. It's actually quite thin and flaky. And then inside there's supposed to be the really hot filling. So let's go ahead and give it a look. And as you can see, there's really loads of tuna in there. Let's go ahead and give this a try. I think the outer shell, the crust of the pie is really important to its taste as a whole. You really get a nice crunch from the crust, but then inside you have a really savory filling filled of, it's like tuna, mushrooms, and I think there's a bit of cheese. Overall, it's a good combination for afternoon snack or maybe an appetizer to a meal. It's pretty good. So next up, we've got the Jolly hot dog. As you can see, it's pretty basic. You got your bun, the sausage in the middle, loads of cheese sprinkled on top, and then I think there's some ketchup and mayo on top. So let's give it a try. It's pretty good. Like, it's nice how simple ingredients like those you can really find at home, they come together and then they create this nice combination of flavor. You got the really savory sausage in the middle. The bun is a bit sweet, so it adds a slight contrast. And then you have the loads of cheese on top to add a bit more saltiness, plus the sweetness from the ketchup and mayo once again. It's a nice combination. Simple, but yet again, it's a Jollibee classic. Moving on, we've got one of Jollibee's trademark burgers, which is the Yum. And like the hot dog we had, you can see it's a really simple burger. You have your bun with some mayo spread on it, and then you have your classic patty. And then it just comes together as a nice combination. Let's give this a go. It's just a simple Filipino burger. And I think that's what makes Jollibee as a brand stand out. How even now that they're a global brand, the way they make their food hasn't changed at all. They still make their food the way Filipinos love to eat it. And I think, yeah, that's what makes Jollibee loved by Filipinos all over the world. So now we have another of the Jollibee burgers, and this one is arguably my favorite. So what this basically is a cheesy bacon yum. As you can see, compared to the previous burger, which was quite sweet, this one is a bit more savory. It's instead of the mayonnaise, you get slices of bacon, you get a lot of cheese on the inside, and then tomato and lettuce. So let's give this a go. It's a really simple combination of bacon, cheese, tomato, and lettuce, but then just the way the ingredients come together, it's actually quite Quite simple yet really, really good. Now we're moving on to palabok. And I understand that outside of the country, they actually refer to palabok as fiesta noodles. So basically what palabok is you have your rice noodles under. You have an orange sauce on top which is made of pork and shrimp. You have some chicharron, some actual pieces of shrimp, some slices of pork, a couple of boiled eggs, and then the typical way to eat this is you mix everything up and you add some calamansi on top. So this is how it's supposed to look when everything is mixed up. Let's just take a bite. Yes, really good. It's a classic Filipino pancit dish. The rice noodles itself don't carry much flavor, but they're like the perfect vessel to carry the orange sauce, which is quite savory. And then you have the crunch of the chicharron. You have the bit of sourness from the calamansi. Together, it's a good combination. And now we're moving on to the super meal. Our super meal comes with a lot of the trademark Jollibee dishes. You have the Jolly Spaghetti, burger steak, of course the chicken joy, and then some rice. So let's go ahead and start with this Jolly Spaghetti. If you haven't tried Filipino spaghetti before, it's actually quite sweet compared to the traditional Italian style. And that's because instead of using whole tomatoes, we actually use tomato ketchup or tomato puree as the sauce. And then with that, there's some pieces of hot dog and some cheese on top. Let's give this a taste. Quite sweet, but it's not overly sweet. And then I think the hot dogs and cheese are just basically a childhood combination for most of us Filipinos. And that's what makes Jollibee quite a homey brand for us. Next up, we have the burger steak, and it's essentially the same patty you saw in the burgers, but then they just placed on top thick mushroom sauce, and there's some actual pieces of button mushroom. So let's give this a try. Yeah, exactly the same burger patty as you saw on the burger earlier, but then they added the thick mushroom sauce. It becomes a bit more filling. Another one of Jollibee's classics. And lastly, when you hear the word Jollibee, you definitely can't go without the chicken. As you can see, perfectly crisp exterior, and then let's take a look inside. You can see that juicy meat of the chicken along with that beautiful crispy skin. It's quite hard to explain what makes Jollibee chicken so good, apart from the fact that they basically give to you everything you'd look for in a fried chicken. Crispy skin, juicy meat, perfect combination. And last but not least, we actually have some dessert, which is the classic Jollibee peach mango pie. And it seems to have been around for the longest time as well, so let's give it a try. And as you can see, it has the same exterior as that of the tuna pie earlier. It's a bit smaller, but then let's take a look inside. This is what it looks like on the inside. You can see you got a lot of fruit jam almost, but then there's actually some chunks of fruit in there. Beautiful combination. Normally it will be a lot hotter than it is right now, but the pie crust remains crispy, and the inside you have a really fruity filling, really delicious combination, and a great way to end the meal we just had. So that will be all for today. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like below. Also in the description box, I'll be putting the link to my new Instagram account, which I made specifically for this channel, and there you can find lots of updates such as links, sneak peeks, and behind the scene moments for future videos. So that'll be all. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.